Hey guys, what's going on? DeltaBot here, and we finally caught up with the rest of the world. I am now playing Battlefield 1, and this isn't going to be like my normal Battlefield 4 videos. Those will be coming, but this one is not going to be live commentary. I just wanted to go over, sort of my impressions of the game, first impressions if you want to call it that, because I only have like 4-ish hours into the game, so it's not like I'm an expert at everything in the game, but I would like to just make a video saying how I feel so far, and my impressions are sort of mixed. Overall, I like the game. It's pretty well designed. The guns all feel unique, if that makes sense. They feel very different from one another. And that's something that was kind of missing in Battlefield 4 is, the fast-firing weapons kind of felt like the other fast-firing weapons. The L85 felt a lot like the M416, the M16 felt a lot like the M4. They didn't feel unique. These guns feel very different from one another. And the game itself, I know this is probably going to be... Don't take this the wrong way, because I mean this as a compliment. But the gameplay itself sort of has an air of Black Ops, the first one, about it. It's a lot of fun, and it rewards patience. I've kind of had to slow myself down a little bit because I'm so used to... I'm not one of those guys who runs around. You guys know that. But I've had to slow myself down when it comes to, like, making decisions, because running out from cover is kind of a death sentence in this game. Much more so than it was in Battlefield 4, which is kind of strange if you think about it, because in Battlefield 4 you've got everybody who's got an automatic weapon that fires, 2,000 rounds a second. And half the people here are using semi-automatic rifles like me. So, that's kind of weird. But being patient and good aim are very important in this game. A lot more important than I think in Battlefield 4. And that's also in part because a lot of the gunfights happen at longer distances. And I think that's partially because a large number of people in this game are using the medic class. Enemy tank over there. And again, that's something else that I appreciate about this game, is that the medic class in Battlefield 1, or the assault class in Battlefield 4, was like, that was everybody's go-to, really. You saw a lot more medics than anything else, even though nobody actually played medic. They just used assault rifles. That's what I like about Battlefield 1. You've got... each class is very usable, and each class feels like it has its advantages and disadvantages. So unlike Battlefield 4, where it seemed like most people got funneled, I had no idea what that was. I was just like, I'm getting out of there. It felt like most people got funneled to the assault class, and in this game you can't really do that, because the assault class, you only have you have anti-tank stuff, which is something else that kind of annoys me. The tanks in wide open maps are like impossible to deal with, and that's really annoying. In closed maps like this, where the tanks are kind of, stuck, it's a lot easier to kill them. When you're in really open maps, they're stupidly hard to kill if you don't have, half the team going after it. Another thing I noticed about this game is generally the first person, most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, the first person who starts landing hits in a gunfight generally wins. Which is, again, that goes back to, it's a game that requires patience. So, overall, I like the game. It's different, which is good. It's very different from Battlefield 4. One thing that really fucking bugs me, though, and I know that I've had so many rants about this before, but oh my god, the campers. This game, sometimes it feels like, let's see who can find the best corner. It can be so frustrating at times. And it's ridiculous. But for the most part, the game is pretty well balanced, and also I gotta say the explosions and stuff in this game are awesome. Watch this right here. Boom! That guy goes sky high. The explosions in this game are awesome. Now, I did want to discuss this gun. It's the I don't remember what it's called. I'll see when I get the next kill. But it's obviously one of the semi-automatic rifles, and it's one of the you have it unlocked right off the bat. You just have to buy it. It's the whatever that is. I can't pronounce that. But when I played Battlefield 4, I preferred guns that were they didn't hit as hard. I guess my favorite gun was the Scar H, so that's the hardest hitting assault rifle. But for the most part, you saw me use, lower recoil, lower damage weapons that you could just drill people with. I find in this game that I like the higher damage, higher recoil weapons. That may be because generally the engagements happen at longer distances. So, I mean, in Battlefield 4, I would burst fire anyways. So if I'm using an automatic weapon in this game, I'm burst firing, and those rounds that do hit, they do more damage. So, and especially with semi-automatic guns, I like picking targets. Like, I hate spamming. That's another thing I bitched about in Battlefield 4. But I don't like spamming. So I pick targets, and I take my time to shoot generally at long range. And since there are so many long-range fights in this game, I like higher damage to deal with that longer range. So that's why I like this gun. It's got a lot of recoil, but it's a 3-hitter quitter almost every time. 2-hitter if you hit him in the head. And a lot of the other semi-automatics are 4 hits. And if you get longer distance, like I forgot what gun it is, but it's the first one I unlocked. It's lower damage, lower recoil, but I hated it. I couldn't stand it because it felt like I had to shoot somebody 20 times to kill him. This gun, 3 hits, they're done. And yeah, it loses accuracy really quickly because, physics, and they did it right, because when the barrel heats up, it expands and the bullets don't fly straight. But anyways, if you're picking your targets with this gun, it's really good. So I feel like if you can use it properly, this can go toe-to-toe with pretty much any gun. Not in any situation. Obviously, automatic guns are going to, shred people up close. That's another thing that they did really well. Like, they forced people to use semi-automatic guns in this game, which means that you have to have a diverse play style, and I like that. It's, it makes me happy that they thought about, how can we switch things up to make the game more accessible? Because a lot of people in Battlefield 4, that game was run and gun. Generally, it was run and gun. This game, like I said, you have to be a lot more patient. But one thing that I had trouble with was, winning. I think this game we win. It was I want to say it was either my second or third win out of the 4 hours I've played this game. And I don't know if it's me or just my horrible luck, because you guys know I generally get on horrible teams. But I just could not get on a team that could do anything. I was so frustrated. And they would need to work on the team balancing system in this game, I feel like. Maybe it's because it's so new. A lot of players, a lot of the game hasn't settled down. Generally, as the game goes on, people, if they still use skill, I haven't looked into any of that. If they still use skill, that guy stole my med bag. Then generally, as the game goes on, skills will sort of... This guy pissed me off so bad. He was just sitting... Oh, that's another thing! Buck snipers in this game. But generally, over time, the law of averages. People's skills will settle, and the teams will be more balanced, hopefully. We'll see, though. But overall, I think, good game. They've got some glitches and stuff to work on, which I feel like shouldn't be in a AAA release. But for the most part, it's very enjoyable. The campers are an issue, and I feel like a lot of Call of Duty players are coming over because Infinite Wars is getting so trashed. And that might be the source of a lot of these campers. But who knows? And I just want to like say real quick that I know I've been really inconsistent with uploading videos, and that's because I go to school full time. I work 30 hours a week. It's just busy, and I don't really have time to play video games much. There's probably about a month period where I didn't play any video games, so that sucks. But that's not to say that I'm gonna stop uploading videos. In this play session, I actually got like 4 gameplays that I want to upload for you guys. So there will definitely be more videos coming out with more consistency. So that's all I've got for you in this video. There is going to be a lot of Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 1 content with some Battlefield 4 content mixed in. I'm still not done with that game to come, and it's going to be a long ride and a lot of fun, but hopefully this will help expand the channel, because, you know, I put up videos for people to watch. I'm not necessarily trying to get famous on YouTube, but hopefully this will help expand the channel a little bit. So thank you all very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like or a dislike depending on what you thought of the video. If you do leave a dislike, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section below letting me know what I can do to improve. Subscribe if you want more, and I will see you all in the next video. Because this thing just looks great. Look at the size of that rear wing. That belongs on a freaking airplane. Don't do that. It wastes lives. Not that that actually matters in the video game, but